Monday, September 15th, and gonna go over a lot today. I got a lot of pontifications. We're gonna go over NBIS, bull bear. I will explain beta score. It's an important score for risk, for anybody that's fearing risk. We'll go over a personal earnings calendar because I don't have anything in a watch list or anything that doesn't report until the 25th, so I might as well take vacation. Personal portfolio highlights. I will go over my personal portfolio, what I saw this weekend. We got a new alpha pick today. So I will go over kind of my thoughts on the portfolio because I did review the portfolio this weekend. And then we'll go over some stock news because there's HIMS, there's NVIDIA that has and the market overview. And then a catalyst watch. So there's a lot in this episode, but let me go over first. Okay. This weekend, I spent a lot of time answering some emails and some questions. I had a backlog of these, so I went through them. I am usually really good at getting back to folks on time. And that was one of the responses that people, how do you respond to people so quickly? Well, I get alerts on my phone. We have a phone. This is my job. Okay, you guys are my customers, so I get back to people very quickly. A couple of the questions that I got was, hey, I have this portfolio. I have this amount of money. What should I spend it on? Or stock XYZ. What do you think? Literally, those are the two most popular questions from the weekend. So let me answer these questions quickly, okay? First off, one of the questions was specific. If I had $50,000, what would I do? Okay, I did that back in August. Go and look at, let's just go to youtube.com, okay, at Daily Stock Pick. And literally, if you go to the playlist and you look at tools that I use, okay, we're not going to play this whole thing, but this one right here, I bought $50,000 of the Alpha Picks portfolio. How and why? So when you ask me, hey, you've got $50,000, what would you spend it on? This is what I would freaking spend it on. Just simple as that. Now, I'm not you. And that's the thing. $50,000 to me is like buying an Xbox. Okay? It's $200, $300. Again, I am not you. So when you ask me what I would do with that money, you are asking for financial advice because I can't imagine you're asking what I would do, because what I would do is far different than what you should be doing. And again, we are different. We're not the same people. And if somebody guides you and tells you, well, you should do this, that's a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I am simply a douche on the internet. And you may respect my opinion, but when I started this, okay, Perplexity wasn't even around. You have an AI assistant in your pocket, and you trust me more. A guy you've never met, but you've got an AI assistant who can analyze your entire portfolio, who can analyze your income, who can do all of this for you, okay? But the fact is, if I had $50,000 to buy, and I've been doing this over the past few weeks, adding to my Alpha Picks portfolio. And if you want that video, it is out there. Okay, I go through the same process when I buy the actual portfolio, when I add money to the portfolio. And yes, I've been doing that. And well, I'll make this joke again, but the 3 commas thing, it was pointed out to me, 3 commas is actually $1 billion. I don't have $1 billion in Alpha Picks, okay? It is close to 2 commas and a period. That was kind of the point that I was making. So again, Alpha Picks is where, so if you're asking me exactly what you should do, understand, I'm not going to give you advice because I know I am smart enough that I am not you. And the second thing, hey, can you look at this stock for me? Okay. This is not rocket science. It's not. I have a system of my own that I am very comfortable with. And you get to have that system as well. So when you ask me, what do I think of a particular stock? First system, go over here, Seeking Alpha. Look up the stock. This tool is available to you. Let's look up Apple. Okay, this is the number one position in my portfolio. I have reasons why. I am able to research it. You have these tools available to you. If you don't like my tools or you can't afford them, for many years I had free tools, okay? I didn't use any of these tools until 2020. But these tools, by all accounts from others who have signed up for them, not just me, are enormously helpful. And I'm not selling these services. I'm not pushing these things on you. There are plenty of great tools out there. But if you don't want to put the work in and you just want to ask somebody what to do, I have a portfolio for you. It's called Alpha Picks, okay? If you want to do the work, it's Seeking Alpha Premium. And they have a bundle together where you save $150. So if I don't own the particular stock that you asked me about, or it's not a large cap tech stock, I probably won't give you any guidance whatsoever. It's not a cop-out. Your investing strategy is not mine. So we went and looked at Apple here. The second thing that I do is go over to TrendSpider, okay? And I look at Apple here. The 4-hour algorithm doesn't have me in, but I know enough about the formula that it very well likely may. So again, I don't know you. I don't know your situation. And even if I did, what my friends who ask me questions, I don't give them specifics. I don't give financial advice. If I gave that type of stuff, I would be managing money, and I don't. I do it for me. I do it for my parents. Those are the only two people that I do it for. And everything you hear on this podcast is everything that I tell my friends too. So if you ask me about specific situations, I would tell you, I don't know, because I'm not you. So again, this is a podcast about my portfolio, about my insights and my things. So we're going to go over all of that. One stock that I like, this is a great article that I read this weekend. Bulls versus Bears, NBIS reviewed as a $17.4 billion Microsoft deal rallies the stock. This was up 50%. Like many listeners, they want to know what I think about NBIS. I love it. I'm a bull. Okay, I still don't own it. I regret not buying this one. Now, is it perfect? No. When you go and look at this chart, should you have gotten in at 96? You're trading at $90 right now. 91 in pre-market. It ran all the way up to 100 and pulled back. What does Seeking Alpha think about it? NBIS? It's a hold in the quant. Why? Because it's expensive. It's not growing that much. It doesn't make money. But the momentum and the revisions are fantastic. Wall Street, they think it's a $107 stock. That's an 18% upside. There's only 5 analysts that cover it. But they keep pushing their revisions for revenue up. Again, it is a $21 billion market cap. And the company makes $249 million in revenue. But they've got this agreement with Microsoft. It pushed it up. So I went through perplexity. So what did I do? I didn't go to some douche on the internet and said, hey, what do you think about this? I did my research. And I went through perplexity and I said, what do you think about NBIS? What do you think about this analysis? I went through my entire tool, but I used perplexity as well. And I found IREN. And I let the paid newsletter subscribers know when I bought IREN. It was on August 18th. Well, August 18th, I was up 10%. So it was much before that. But again, you should do the same thing. Journal what you did and try and repeat the process. That's what I do. And IREN and BMNR, those are 2 that I bought. They are 2 of the big winners from last week. And paid newsletter subscribers had my buys. So let's talk about one of the things that I said I would talk about, beta. Okay, when you go into like IREN and you scroll down here, there is tons of information here. Okay, I would urge you, if you are a Seeking Alpha subscriber, go and research some of these things. Okay, there is a little section called risk, and it includes short interest, share short, days to cover, 24M beta, and the Altman score. Okay, the 24-month beta is what I want to talk about. So I went to Perplexity. Okay, I kind of know what beta is, but I went to Perplexity and I said, when I research stocks, I see the beta score in Seeking Alpha page. Can you tell me, like I'm a new investor or trader, what the beta score is? This is a conversation. AI isn't Google. It's a conversation. So I wanted to act like a product expert with Seeking Alpha describing to me what I should care about beta in this section. It goes over everything. Okay? In summary, the beta score is foundational for judging how bumpy the ride might get when investing in particular stock and the broader risk. Okay, it gives a well-rounded view to help make smarter, tailored investment decisions. So when you see this 2.67, what this tells you is it's going to be a bumpy as F ride. This is going to be big ups and big downs. So it's going to be volatile. So if you're not interested in the volatility, stay away. Go and look at some of the stocks that you own with the beta score, because I like this 4-hour algorithm. It doesn't beat buy and hold. 4-hour algorithm on IREN makes you 504%. I am perfectly fine making 504% in 2 years. Understand, that's the strategy. So AI is your friend in your pocket. And I want to say, for Seeking Alpha folks, you guys know you can upload your watch lists and your portfolio. And you get a personalized earnings calendar, which is fantastic. I've got no earnings catalyst until the 25th. I will be taking most of vacation. I will be taking time off. Just be forewarned. If you don't have a show on a day, it's because I'm taking time off. I like earnings catalyst, but I'm not watching anything that necessarily comes up with earnings. So let's go over things that I found out this weekend on my personal portfolio, because I was doing some digging this weekend. Netflix was way down. It got killed because Skydance is buying HBO Max and competition is real. Is it? Personally, I'm not giving up my Netflix to switch to HBO Max. I have both of them. They are two of the best streaming platforms out there. So do I care about that buying? No, it's an overreaction to me. Am I going to be adding to Netflix? You damn well bet I'm going to be adding to Netflix. I cut half my positions before this earnings, where it popped up here to 1,200. Now, when I look at Netflix and Seeking Alpha, is it an absolute screaming buy? No. The valuation's extended. Wall Street thinks it's worth $1,350. That is a 13% upside from where it is right now. Okay, but the valuation is stretched. But if they continue to grow, that PEG ratio is down. Anything that I say doesn't make sense to you, go and ask AI. Don't ask me. AI is far more intelligent. Upload this entire episode and say, hey, can you explain what he said in common sense like I'm a 15-year-old? Again, Netflix for me, it's a buy. When am I going to buy it? When the 4-hour algorithm tells me to. Remember when I told you that Palo Alto was a $200 stock and my strategy is to get out as it's likely to pull back? Why? When I look at this and I say, okay, I put a horizontal line here at $204. What's happened the past few weeks when it's gotten to that point? It's pulled back. Now, I have owned this for quite a long time. I will pull this off the table and I will start buying QQQ. Why? Because QQQ tends to outperform Palo Alto Networks. If we go and look at this, and again, this is just coming up with a strategy. We're going to select a symbol real quick, and we're going to type in QQQ. And I'm going to take out the S&P 500, but year to date, look, QQQ's up 14%. It's double. 1 year, QQQ is up 23%. Palo Alto is 13%. Is this underperforming or is it outperforming? Because over 3 years, it outperformed. So in the near term, I'm going to take some money off until this shows it can turn that corner. Again, this is my personal portfolio. Wells Fargo, I've been very clear. I bought Wells Fargo in a big way, okay? It's gotten back to its February and July pricing. If you just look at this, back in February, it was here at 80. What did it do? It pulled back. What did it do in July? It pulled back. Is this setting up as a support? The 4-hour algorithm just got an additional buy, and it's got a great winning strategy. Okay? Hold on one second. Stop. So, what's my plan? My plan is buy and hold does better, so I might add to my position with this buy at $81. Again, this is simple portfolio management. On the weekend going through this, Walmart, it's up near its $105 price point where it's pulled back twice this year. Okay, might be time to take some profits if it pulls back. Where am I putting the profits? Probably into QQQ until I need more money, and then I can take out from QQQ and put it there. I don't like cash. XLY, which is one of the big ones. Okay, XLY, it's near its previous all-time highs right there. Why? Well, it's because it's Amazon and it's Tesla. So you want to check your Amazon and Tesla price, because when we go and look at XLY here and we look at the holdings of XLY, Amazon is 22%, Tesla is 17%. That's nearly 40% of this entire ETF is Amazon and Tesla. So you want to know where those prices are at. And speaking of Tesla, I learned my lesson. I bought and held Tesla, and I trade it on the 4-hour algorithm. I don't get rid of it. I just trim it when the 4-hour algorithm tells me to get out. But I'm doing that because buy and hold makes you 54% over the last 24 months. The 4-hour algorithm makes you 66%. And why? Because of days like today. Okay? There's a couple of things about Tesla. The first is it rallied to an 8-month high, over $400, $428 in pre-market. Why? Elon Musk bought $1 billion worth. $1 billion worth. Okay? So what's the upside to Tesla? Well, Wedbush Dan Ives is saying this AI moment could put $1 trillion into Tesla's market cap additionally. What's the current market cap? 1.32. So he's talking about the stock going from $400 to nearly $800. Again, is that likely? I don't know. Maybe. But I want to know where those stocks are. I want to know where my ETFs are trading at. And I go over the charts every weekend to try and find out what do I need to do. And then I organize it into notes for the week. That's what you should be doing. And if there's a watch list out there, you need to know where your stocks on your watch list are. You can set up all the alerts in TrendSpider. Any alerts that you want. Again, that 401, it's over that. I'm probably going to trim some of this. It's up 8%. Why? Well, when you look at a weekly chart on this, can it move? Yes. But I want to be pretty consistent. That 401, it's expensive. Now, if you say, well, I'm not in Tesla, should I get into Tesla now? You had 2 chances on this, okay? We're going to go over this very simply because I am very clear. Should I get into it now? The time to get into this was back here, September 8th at $354 because my 4-hour algorithm is available to you when you sign up for TrendSpider with an annual plan. It's very simple. Again, when should you have gotten into it? If you ask me that, should I get into it now? Personally, I got into it at $354. I got into it at $348. I got into $319. I got into it $248. But I also got out during these times when there were losses and there were wins. So you say, well, Gary, you have to sign up for an annual plan. Well, I gave it to you on Friday, okay? In the newsletter. And this was published September 11th, which was Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Essentially TrendSpider, and I went over the turtle strategy. It is legendary. Go and ask Google or any AI about the turtle strategy. TrendSpider has this in their system, and it triggered a buy. Re-entered on Monday at $354. Okay, stock now pushing to 370. The turtle strategy had it in there for you. And again, you could have gotten a 2-week subscription to TrendSpider, and over the weekend, you could have put it in, and first thing this morning, you could have bought Tesla, or even on Friday, 2-week trial. Get it. Again, did you play with the turtle strategy over the weekend? Tesla, which is identified on Thursday to get in, is up 7%. And I will tell you, a listener, this is an email from a listener. As I mentioned, I took a test position using the turtle trading strategy on TrendSpider. I identified IONQ as an entry, so I bought him on its position. It's at 55.65. Again, this is a listener. This isn't me. This is somebody who got TrendSpider, and they're able to do it. So if you're sitting there on your couch listening to this, or you're in your car and you're like, why didn't I get into Tesla? You had your chance. It's risk reward. And the signs were out there. And if you have the right tools, you can pick these stocks. Now, I want to go over Alpha Picks. We've got a new pick today. What is Alpha Picks? Well, Alpha Picks, again, a data-driven portfolio. You get a pick on the 1st, you get a pick on the 15th. You add in 1% of the total portfolio into that new pick. That's the way I do this. Okay, I want to go over. The most recent pick was a gold stock. It was picked on September 1st. The scalping of this is not how this strategy, this portfolio is built. It is not a product feature. Okay, this is a buy and hold portfolio. The stock that we scalped on September 1st, it had too large of a market cap. So what did I do on September 1st? I just bought 2% entry. That one is up 9.3%. Okay, and in researching Alpha Picks this weekend, I found this great help section right here, which you have access to as well. I'll put it in the newsletter. Just remember, in order to sign up for Alpha Picks, you need to go to my link tree because that saves you $50. The help section, they're going to charge you $50 more. Oh, and FYI, Robinhood, which I'm bullish on, allows you to set up a separate portfolio. So when you start buying Alpha Picks, put it in its own portfolio because you want to make sure that you outpace the actual portfolio. So when you outpace the portfolio, if you're adding to your winners and cutting some of your losers and you're trading them, are you outpacing the portfolio? Because the portfolio from July 1st to September 1st has a 217% gain. It's up over, I think it's way up. It's up even more here on September 15th. I just haven't updated this picture. But again, Robinhood allows you to set up a separate account. Now let's go over some stock news because there's some big news. U.S. semiconductor sector targeted in new Chinese investigations. That's all over the place, okay? This was Friday. This was September 13th. Then you have this morning, China finds NVIDIA breached antitrust law. Boy, shocking. NVIDIA is down 1.3%. Okay, AMD is up. Other chip stocks are up. It is a buy the dip situation. NVIDIA will be sold in China. It will. And the 4-hour algorithm got you in at 178. You're getting to buy it cheaper today at 175. Am I worried about it? No. This is a stock that I have learned. You just buy and hold it. Until it's not. I do think that AMD outperforms NVIDIA, and I've been clear on that one this year. But this is nothing. This is a nothing burger. This is simply, it's caught in it's a political football. It's being tossed around. One thing that's not a political football, it might be, but Hims is getting some traction on their Super Bowl ad. It's getting some, it doesn't matter. This is a short squeeze. Okay, and I've said this many times before. This trades at 50s and then it pumps to the $60 mark. Okay, so where should you have gotten in? 44. Pumped all the way up to, let's say, 57. Where is it in pre-market? In pre-market, you're at 54. It's down 1.84%. But there's a clear channel here going back to May, where it just bounces in and out of. And that 60 mark, it's going to be up at 60 at some point in time. This is not an investment. This is a trade. Understand, for me, it's a trade. For you, it might be an investment. Because let's look at the overall market. The Fed is the key this week. And we'll go over the catalyst watch in a little bit. But last week it was, the jobs are down. The Fed's got to cut. The market's breaking down. We're in danger. Blah, blah, blah. Well, Pete, outlines it perfectly. The initial claims rose 263%, the highest since 2021. But 60% of the increase came from Texas. It's not a broader labor signal, and expect claims to follow the seasonal pattern seen in recent years. It's seasonal. So all the Fed's got to cut now. Maybe they don't cut. By the way, they are going to cut. But you don't want to fight the Fed. And what happens when the Fed cuts? I'm not going to go over all of this, but typically things are very good. But you're cutting into an economy that is already roaring. So we don't exactly know. So where do you invest during times like this? Well, maybe gold is it, because everybody's saying, hey, gold's done really well. You know, one stock that I pointed out at the beginning of the year, IAG. Year to date, this one's up 16%. I brought this up last week. It is up 12% in 1 week, five trading days. And Steve Kress right here is outlining his top 5 gold mining stocks. Steve Kress is a master, okay? So again, if the Fed cuts rates and the market goes crazy, we still have the deficit happening. So gold most likely will go up. And OpenAI is telling you, Sam Altman told you, now the board chair, Brett Taylor, echoes. We may be in an AI bubble. It might be happening. You don't know. But right now, you've got to take a look at your charts. Understand where your charts are. Because if we're in a bubble, it will clearly indicate it on the charts. That's where it's going to happen. It's not going to happen into some fundamental or news story where you hear about a bubble. But again, it's going to happen in the charts. And I do think, by the way, Apple, it is up 1.31%. I think you get back to that 237, which you're trading at right now. And I think maybe you pull off. But if that starts putting on support, start adding to this position. The event was a sell the news. Now get ready for the iPhone sales results to come in. And perhaps if China starts to pop, because we're seeing, and I went over it last week, China tech is outperforming the US tech. So maybe the consumer is coming back. And Apple will be one, if China starts to pop, this will be one that actually benefits. Remember, Apple is still down year to date. It closed in December. I sold a bunch of Apple at $260. It is down 6.5% year to date. It is not up. So while the S&P is up this year, you can check the year to date. Look at that spread. The S&P is up 11%. It is nearly tripling what Apple has done. So it has not been fun for my portfolio. So when you ask me what should you invest in, I'd say Apple, and just load your money in, because I got 50% of my freaking portfolio in there, and I'm still up this year. Ironically, yes, my portfolio is up this year. Now, you might be saying, well, I don't want that stuff. What if the crash happens? Well, there were 7 REITs, real estate investment trusts, that upped their dividend. They upped their dividend in August 2025. That's not bad. One of them, Simon Property Group, is in the core portfolio. Is this one a buy? Again, it's got a 4.71% forward dividend interest yield. Its valuation is fine. Its growth isn't great. Profitability, fantastic. Momentum, fantastic. Revision's great. Wall Street thinks that this stock is worth $184. It's trading at $181 right now. The upside for me, again, it's not there. I want stock appreciation. The yield is okay. So if you're worried about this one going down, this one paid their dividend through the pandemic. So it was a good stock. And maybe, if you're looking for safety, Seeking Alpha analysts rank the best dividend plays ahead of the rates decision, the Fed's decision. Again, if you're looking for safety, it's in Seeking Alpha. It's there for you. You have to go and research it. And one of the YOLO trades that will come up, this is Chris Camillo. And if you haven't heard me talk about him, he's a social arbitrage trader. He's fantastic. And what's he talking about? The Tay-Tay pregnancy, okay? If you get a Tay-Tay pregnancy announcement, CRI, Carter's. Who the F is trading Carter's? Nobody. He's going to do it. Again, risk rewards. When Tay-Tay gets pregnant, expect Carter's to just explode, because where's she buying her baby clothes? What's she putting out there? And what are all these 12 and 13-year-olds who are look up to her and are now like 15, 16-year-olds? Maybe they're getting pregnant. Who knows? It's a social, again, social arbitrage. One of my favorite reads this weekend was this one, Undercover Dozen, Energy Transfer, Vertical Aerospace. It's got tons of stocks. One that I really liked and that I hold a position in is CommScope. And it went over some really interesting things I didn't even know about in CommScope. So I liked it. They're calling it a hold. So that's COMM. I like that one. Again, I hold a bunch of that. But what's going on this week? Let's look. You got a volatile week. This is outlining some of the stocks that will trade based on its options. It will see volatility, AST, LDI. Okay, we've got an IPO this week. We've got StubHub. Are you into IPOs? I hate IPOs. I'm not interested. I just used StubHub the other day to try and buy Monday Night Football tickets for the Falcons and Bills. I like the product. Hate IPOs. Just don't want it. And remember, we've got a Fed decision. Tuesday is the meeting, and Wednesday is the actual announcement. Remember, Trump is trying to get that cook off the board. You're going to see some crazy stuff. So expect volatility. Again, from an outline perspective, this is what I spend my weekends doing. One guy who subscribed to TrendSpider, it was Saturday night. I'm sitting on Saturday night on TrendSpider looking at my daily charts, and I get an alert. Ooh, somebody just emailed me, and they said they signed up for TrendSpider. Well, I got to send them the 4-hour algorithm. So I go and do my research and find out, yes, they signed up for it. And I emailed them back. I said, you caught me in the middle of doing my charts. Again, it was a wild and crazy Saturday night here. I was doing freaking charts, but the work is there. And when I started this podcast, I was taking a lot of requests from people. Hey, I can look at that chart. There was no AI at that point. None. You have literally the greatest stock picker in the world in your pocket. OpenAI, Google Gemini, Perplexity, any of those. You set them up as a stock picker. In fact, Perplexity for me, it's delivering me now on a weekly basis. Let's see. Analyze this week's. I just got a prompt. They literally sent me a prompt. They said, hey, we suggest you set this up. Analyze this week's stocks market movements. Identify 1, top 5 value stocks trading near 52-week lows with strong fundamentals. 2, top 5 momentum stocks showing strong recent performance. 3, key market trends and risks to watch. Perplexity sent that to me. I'm not a paying customer of Perplexity. And they sent me a bunch of stocks, and it's now on a weekly basis. It's sending me that. So don't ask me about stocks that I like, stocks that I don't like, where I'm putting my money. This podcast is about me. It's not about you. And so everything that you hear me do, and one person asked me to show my personal portfolio. You will never see my personal portfolio. I think people would be fairly impressed with the actual dollar amount, but I'm not going to brag. And yes, that alone is like a humble brag, but F you, I just don't want to do it. So again, you can listen to me. You can understand these things. If you didn't get into Tesla and you're missing out on that one, if you didn't get into BMNR, if you didn't get into IREN, if you didn't get into these, understand why. And so when you journal, you don't just journal about the opportunities that you've taken. You journal about the opportunities you missed as well. And you want to replicate that success. Okay? It will help you understand even when your losses. But yes, you just have to do the work. And I'm fine being a resource. And yes, paying newsletter subscribers, I am more than happy to answer your questions in the chat. But the reality is, if you ask me about a pharma stock and I don't know anything about it, if you ask me about an IPO, I've been very clear. I hate IPOs. I don't care the product. I don't care. Trade an IPO. When the IPO comes out, circle. Great example. Circle was one I wanted to trade. I didn't. You want to know why? Because the freaking thing opened up at $103 when people in pre-market who were able to secure the IPO got it for $30. I don't want it. Even though it ran all the way up to $300, I didn't want it. The risk wasn't worth the reward. StubHub, same thing. I'm not going to do it. I just don't like IPOs. I don't have enough information. I try and make sure that I replicate my wins. This would simply be betting to me. That's it. And a lot of quote unquote trading based on just the chart is betting to me. Do I do it? Absolutely. Because I back test it, and that's what TrendSpider gives you. So if you want any of these tools, again, Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. TrendSpider is having a sale. $50 a month. You can get the standard. Again, if you sign up for an annual plan, any one of these, you can get an annual plan, get the 4-hour algorithm. You can get the turtle strategy. You can get everything. I don't use half the stuff in TrendSpider. And then I steer people towards Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks together. If you're a Substack subscriber and you're on the newsletter, more than likely I'm going to be live today at 12. I'm not promising it because you know what? Maybe I have my housekeeper coming in at 12. And FYI, I do. So I've got to get ready. Maybe I'm at the gym. I don't know where I'm going to be. It's a great part of my life. I have freedom. But if you email me, I am going to email you back. And please don't think that I'm taking a cop out when I don't give you advice, because I just don't give advice. And by the way, yes, I changed the background of the newsletter, so it's no longer that annoying white. We've got some easier things to read on the eyes. But if you have any questions, you can certainly hit me up. My email address is right here, or just chat with me in the chat window right up there. That's a hell of a lot easier for me to understand. So if you've got any questions, hit me up. Okay, talk to you. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.